Welcome to Nebraska. Seems to be a common theme.
Everywhere we go.
Enter or leave a state, get some rain.
There is a campground here. We're gonna try and find some free camping.
We went down to end of this road. It doesn't look like anything we want to stay at. We go back to the campsite that was over here because it doesn't look like anybody was there.
Empty, there's no ranger there. If you do pay, it's $10 a night, but I doubt anybody's gonna come around and make us pay.
We wanted to stay by the water. Spots that we saw that were by the water's receded quite a bit, so it's not even close to it anymore. Thinking we'll probably just fish tomorrow. Some water next to this one. I'm not sure if it's the river that feeds the lake. Maybe fish in there. It looks deep enough.
This is where we ended up. It's a really big spot. The creek is right there, so hopefully Chad can catch a fish. One other group of people here. They're right on the other side of these trees. You can hear them, but you can't see them. It's Mother's Day weekend, so hopefully they don't get too rowdy tonight.
Water looks deep enough to fish, so I'm gonna give it a shot. Welcome to Nebraska. Here in the southwestern corner, and I see a fish. A big fish. I see a big bass. Two big bass. Gotta be quiet. Oh, and I'm on. That was crazy fast. I see big fish right there. There he goes.
Chad caught a fish on his second cast. I'm really surprised. I saw a really big one in there as far as for the size of this waterway.
All right, we're trying the watermelon red flake, trying for these bigger bass. Oh, there's a big fish right there. Oh, got him.
Good job, keep it on. Chad's second fish.
Yeah, this one's a bit bigger.
Yeah.
You can tell they're spawning because their tail is all torn up. Getting back in there. I think this was the smaller of the two. There's definitely a bigger one in there. There he goes. Holy shit, that's a big bass. That was insane. It's about the same size as the last one. Another one. Let's get him back. There's definitely a bigger one in there. So I'm gonna try and make that happen. I don't know if you can see this carp right here. Trying to get him, but he's being a little finicky.
We are ready to go. Uneventful morning. We got a little bit of a light rain last night.
Now we're gonna drive into town, wherever that is. Probably head east, because we're about as far west Nebraska as you can get. And we'll probably go back into Central Time today. When we were in Kansas, we went from Central to Mountain Time for a little bit, and then right when you cross from Kansas to Nebraska, you go back to Mountain Time. Look at a map on what the border is right on Kansas, Nebraska, and Colorado, and it's really weird.
Our phones were tweaking. They were really confused. Slight change in plans.
So we're heading east, sight heading northwest. Guess that's where all the cool things are in Nebraska. There's a national forest almost directly north of us. We're in Imperial, Nebraska right now, which is like southwestern corner. And now we're gonna head to the very western part of Nebraska.
We had to pull over because I was touching my head like this and there was a freaking tick. It's always me. It was a big boy too. Right as we were about to drive away, Ruger had a tick like right here and it was crawling down to his eye. There's the tick. Cute as it is when Ruger's behind us, laying his head on our headrest. It's super adorable, but I'm pretty sure that's how the tick got in my hair.
Well, apparently there's a sandwich or restaurant that is unique to Nebraska. And I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it right, but it's called Runza. And I looked it up to see if, well, maybe there's one near us, because we are in Nebraska now. Sure enough, right across the street, 0.2 miles away. We're gonna go try that.
Could you imagine if it's better than Panera? Okay, so this is the Swiss mushroom Runza sandwich. It's just meat, Swiss and mushrooms.
I think it was pretty good. I think the only thing that was lacking was the sandwich. As far as sides go, fries and onion rings is kind of exactly what you'd want. The ranch is exactly what you'd want from fast food ranch. And the shake is only $2.50, and it's exactly what you'd want from a shake. So I'd give it a 9 out of 10.
A 9? That's too generous. I thought the sandwich I would not get again. It was weird. Maybe I'd get the chicken tenders next time. The onion rings were good. You know, they didn't fall apart or anything. We'd give it like a 5. That's where we're going. Chimney Rock.
Smaller in person.
This is it. Close as we can get.
Chimney Rock.
According to Google, this was a marker for the Oregon Trail, the California Trail, and the Mormon Trail, whatever that is, in like the 19th century or something like that. They would see it and they would know they were on the right path.
Right next to Scotts Bluff now. It's about 30 minutes from Chimney Rock. I think the road to go up to the top is going to be closed because they close at 4 p.m. and it's 4:45 right now. But we'll see if we come back tomorrow because we're not camping too far away. Well, we were right. The road is closed. It's still pretty from the parking lot. We found a campground that's 10 minutes away. We're just gonna go to that and then we'll come back tomorrow. Didn't know we were that close to Wyoming. I'd say we're like 30 minutes from Wyoming. And we're pretty far west. I'd say after tomorrow, probably start heading east and go all the way across Nebraska.
Some pine trees, actually. Surprising, we haven't seen any for quite some time, but nobody else is here. There's some hikers on some trails over there, but other than that, we're the only ones here.
So the gauges were kind of flickering colors when we were driving, so I wanted to see if there was a loose connection in the back. And I also didn't know that you can change the colors of the gauge because they've always been white. So I just took it apart. As you can see now, the top one is red, the bottom one's white. You can change the color, turn it off, or whatever color you want. I think it'll be better at night than the white right now, and it matches the dial a little better. So hopefully they stop flickering, push the connections in as far as they can go in the back.
Tonight we have tiny tacos and beans. Easy dinner, I think. Easy.
We said we wanted to get an early start tomorrow. What time are we getting up?
6:30.
Out of the tent at 6:30?
That means alarm at 6, get out at 6:30.
Well, I think it'll happen only because I recorded it. Just went for a little walk. It's getting a little brisk now. If you go down the road, you can see the sunset pretty good. There's actually a couple houses on the east side of it. Cool to live there.
Saw some deer. Our zoom lens isn't very good, so we recorded it, but couldn't really see it.
We only have one lens, and it's the lens that comes with the camera.
We ran out of propane, so this is all we have for breakfast. 4 pieces of bacon and 2 kind of toasted pieces of bread.
We ran out of propane this morning on both our stove and our shower. I still wanted to shower, so I took a cold shower. Lauren did not. So it's 9 a.m. Did some video editing. Otherwise, we probably would have gotten out of here at like 8:30. We're gonna go see Scotts Bluff.
You see the chimney anywhere? Way out there is the chimney. Teeny tiny. Hiram Scott, employee of the Rocky Mountain Fur Company, died in the vicinity of this bluff in 1828. That's a long time ago. Oh, he was deserted. You can see the whole valley from here. Do you think this is what Hiram saw before he died?
Probably died at the bottom.
Look at the train coming through town. Looks like a giant worm.
Scott's Bluff. It's pretty cool. We've been in some flat land for quite a while. This is like a mini version of Zion. The tunnels and the cliffs and whatever. Yeah, and it's free. Not very many things are free nowadays, and the hikes are short at the top because it's not very big. And I mean, I think it looks better from down below than it does up top, because up top you're just seeing what Nebraska looks like, which is a lot of flat land. But down below you're seeing the bluffs. Now we're going to get Lauren some coffee. Today's probably going to be a hurtful day because I'm spending a lot of money. We got to order the transmission and order parts because it's May 11th or something, May 12th or 11th, and we're going to be back in Montana in a couple weeks. It's probably going to take 2 weeks to get everything I need. Here goes 10 grand.
That's a coffee. Now we're on the way. We only spent $2.45. That's what's up.
Pretty big coffee.
We just pulled up to Walmart and we're gonna eat lunch, and we're having a problem with our fridge. It's not coming out all the way.
Cord came off and the plug is stuck underneath the slide, and there's a hole in the center of the slide and it's stuck right in the center of that. So when you pull it out, the plug is catching on the edge and it's stopping the whole thing. This is what I'm talking about. It's doing that. No matter which way you go, it's just stuck underneath it. Now that we have access, we can lift it up and get the plug. But it must have came unplugged when we were pulling the fridge all the way out. It's all back to normal now. Got our groceries, got some water. Now, we were gonna head east, so I thought, but we're gonna go north at Toadstool.
Geologic Park.
About an hour and a half north of us, and then there's a pretty cool campground a little beyond that. We should get there about 3 p.m., which gives us plenty of time to take a look around and see what it's about.
And then after that, we're going east, I promise.
Today we're gonna try our drinks.
And we're not driving after this.
They're really good. Freeze pretty well.
It's yummy.
This is another brand's 100 amp hour battery. This is Redotto's battery. What do you think the amp hours on this one would be, being just about twice the size? 320 amp hours, more than 3 times the power out of a battery that's nearly twice the size. Our previous battery would give us about 3 days worth of storage. This one will get more than a week. It has low temperature protection and it has Bluetooth capability. So let's jump into the app. Once you download their app, you scan the QR code on the battery and it connects it for you. And then you can see the battery percentage, power, current, voltage, capacity, and if your cells are balanced or not. One of these batteries replaces 6 of your AGM lead acid batteries. So if you're looking to get one for your overland setup, your bass boat, or your RV, check out my link in my description.
Good morning. Had a problem with our camera after our little hike yesterday. We didn't get to film much. We're in a new place. So windy last night. Very much like the windstorm in Oklahoma. Ruger's got a bone this morning. Lucky boy. I'm cooking up breakfast. I always find it so fascinating that you give a dog a bed more times than not, they choose to lay on the ground than on the bed. Interesting. And he will always lay right next to the bed, but never on the bed.
Well, the wind has nearly stopped, which is crazy for a spot on a ledge. It's kind of hard to tell on camera, but we're on a ledge. So we're gonna take advantage of this and do our dishes and get everything put away. But it's a really nice spot when the wind's not going crazy. So we're up in very northwestern Nebraska. We're gonna go towards a town called Valentine, which is still very north, but not as western. It's about 3 hours east, and there's some falls there. Then we'll probably camp a little further south. The past week we've been driving, the wind has been going against us during the day. Finally, now that we're heading east, I think the wind is gonna help us. So fuel mileage will get a little better, and we should be able to go a little faster on the highway.
Good morning.
We had some lunch at a gas station, which sometimes is dangerous because we're learning that on this trip there are people that are retired and have nowhere to be and nothing to do. So they will talk your freaking ear off. We probably sat there for an hour, and it's like, I mean, eventually you're like, all right, like that's enough, like I gotta go. But he just kept talking, and you can't cut him off. And then I see like Lauren got in the car, and I'm like working my way to the car. I'm like sitting in the driver's seat, and he's like right here talking to me. And it's like, he probably has Alzheimer's or something, because he told the same story twice, and he's a farmer in the area, and I guess he has a ranch or whatever, but it'll waste your whole day.
He also thought he knew us at some point. Did ask us a lot of the same questions over again. I mean, he was a nice gentleman. He came up right as we were leaving, and then we sat there for a long time.
This happened to us in Kansas City also.
We're now not getting to our destination until 6 o'clock.
Yeah, we're going through a time change today also, because we're going from mountain time to central time, so we lose an hour. He really did just take our afternoon, so now we're going probably just to a campsite or something.
Jeez, what the heck? Water's clear though.
A beach, because there's sand everywhere, like you would think you're on the coast somewhere, but it's just the Nebraska sandhill. And then there's water also everywhere, which I have no clue where it comes from. It's got to be springs or something. You just see like little ponds and little lakes everywhere that people don't use.
I don't know what we're gonna do. I don't know if we should stay here because of the sand, glass. It's just messy.
Pretty nice spot. I mean, technically it's just a parking lot. It's supposed to be no wind tonight. It's supposed to pick up in the morning, but either way, there's still trees around us. And there is a lake over there. We're kind of just hanging out. Lauren made dinner. Got quite the spread going on.
Carnitas burritos.
It's got beans and rice, sour cream, salsa, guacamole, onion, cheese, and then it's the carnitas meat. Quite interesting. Once you cross over from Kansas to Nebraska, at least where we were immediately greeted with trees and more rolling hills. And then as we get further and further to the west part of the state, it seems like there's a lot more hills, a little bit taller. I mean, it's still flat, don't get me wrong, there's a lot of farmland, but there's tons more water over here. There's grasslands, there is national forests. Don't really compare to Washington or Montana's forests. I mean, they do have pine trees, I would say. Nebraska definitely has its pretty parts on the western side. We haven't got really to much of central or eastern yet. Western's pretty cool. I'd say it's worth the trip. Some deer going to our campsite.
I swear, she's gone over the same patch 3 times. We were gonna shower. She came over the hill. She's been here forever, going over the same stuff over and over again. She's not leaving. We can't shower. Too windy to use the tent. We're gonna go somewhere else, I guess.
Find somewhere else where we can just use our shower that nobody's at. This is where we landed to shower. Secluded enough to where it's a campground, but nobody's here. These are the showers that we were gonna use. I went to turn the knob on one to see if it worked. Freaking thing came on. There's nobody here to tell and the water shut off is in the utility room on the other side, which is locked. So not really sure what I can do about that.
I'm trying to find somebody who can turn the water off.
Dude was in his underwear.
He was in his underwear?
So yeah, I'll go take a look at it. Smith Falls. It's a state park. I don't exactly know where they are, but I think I have a general direction. So we're gonna start walking that way, see if we can find them. Over burritos from last night. Once we left the falls, we were trying to decide where we should go as far as we want to go south or go east. We were trying to see what the state has left to offer for us to go look at, and there wasn't really too much, so we decided we're just going to head east towards Omaha from here, and we drove about 2 hours or a couple minutes away from the destination now. We're going to camp here and then probably make our way to Omaha tomorrow, because I mean, I don't know, 2 or 3 hours away from here. This camping spot might turn out to be crazy.
There's massive fish in there.
There's a dam there that has 4 channels, and one channel is letting out water right now, and it's aerating the water like crazy, and there's tons and tons of bait fish.
Thousands, millions, and then there's big fish eating it like this long, huge fatties.
There's huge carp, and there's some bass mixed in there too. So we're gonna get to fishing. But it turns out the jerk bait works pretty good, because in the moving water, you can kind of just hold it where it's at. Oh, there we go. See, like that. A little bit bigger than the other one, or about the same size. He's gonna freaking hook me. Not big fish, but it's still a fish, so it's fun. Come on. Oh, I came off. Who would have guessed? It's windy again. Luckily, we don't have to cook this morning because we're doing yogurt parfaits. It was hard to film anything just because of how windy it was, so we just got showered and got out of there. I noticed a new leak under the car. The only common leak right now is the transmission, and then for about a week, transfer case was dripping a little bit, but I think that's just from the wheeling we did in Arkansas. So either the fluid's low enough to where it just doesn't drip anymore, or it stopped leaking. This one was an oil cooler, so I just had to take a skid plate off the bottom, and then there was like a little 6mm hose clamp that was like, I could spin it with my hands. I just tightened it, and it should be good now. Rare that things are that easy. So now we're heading towards Omaha. We're not gonna get all the way there because it's 3.5 hours away still. It's like we've been driving forever, and Nebraska's super long. But we're gonna get probably an hour before Omaha somewhere, and then we'll go in there tomorrow, make our way into Iowa.
So windy, the peanut butter lid blew away all the way across the street.
Got here really early. I mean, really early meaning
12 o'clock, 1 o'clock.
Or 2 p.m. It was really hot. We were here kind of through the peak temperature. We kind of just hung out for a little bit. It's been a while since we've not really done anything for a day. We're heading to Omaha now. Got a couple things we need to do there. We need to get some water. We'll probably do laundry today. Need a couple things at Walmart. I gotta pull out some cash for a transmission. We're gonna do a manual swap in this one. I think I hinted at it or told you a little bit about it before, but it's happening. Everything's ordered. Now we're just getting the money because we're gonna pay in cash. We'll do it in about 2 weeks. Welcome to Iowa.